Well, okie dokie. It is time for your Raw review, and boy, oh boy, what a shitty Raw. You know, like, I don't want to kick it off all generic and everything, but I'm just saying, guys, what the fuck was that? I mean, let's just start off from the top, because that's just always the best way to start off. I mean, it's just, if you don't turn on this show and just instantly sense that you're in for a total shit ride, then I don't know what to tell you at this point. We started off with, oh man, you know, what happened with Ronda Rousey and JAX, and, you know, they're not there at the arena. There wasn't even a breath, you know, of Ronda Rousey last week. Not even a word. They might have mentioned her or something, but she wasn't there. And she technically wasn't even there this week. So, you know, the narrator says, oh, okay, you know, find out what happens. All right. So, Roman Reigns is in the ring. By the way, we're in London, so we had an annoying-ass fucking crowd. It doesn't even seem like they're going out of their way. I guess they're cutting costs. They didn't even go out of their way to even make sure, like, they had, like, the Union Jack, and sometimes they'd have, like, you know, like a trolley in there. You know, they didn't even do any of that stuff. So, you know, cutting costs, cutting pyro, whatever. You know, we're in the UK. This crowd would not shut the fuck up. I mean, they kept going and going, you know, with their stupid chants, and it was getting, like, ear-grating after. But you might expect that. I mean, when you know you're in the UK, you know that there's going to be annoying-ass chants. It's just a given. So, Roman Reigns in the ring with Kurt Angle, and he talked about getting screwed. He wants another shot. Kurt Angle says he's not getting another shot. I don't know how they're in London. How the hell do they expect this to look good on TV? They knew that Roman Reigns was going to get his ass booed during this segment. And like I said, I might be a Reigns fan. I might be pulling for the guy. But when you have a super asshole crowd, how are you going to put him out there and make him play the role of the babyface? At what point are we going to have this guy address this crowd? He can hate on this crowd so bad, and he can make this bunch of nerds look like a bunch of goofballs. But they ain't going to do that because, you know, it's not obvious enough. I just don't know why they don't. They, like, insist. It's the same thing with Cena. They insist on these characters being a certain way, even though, you know, the ratings are reflecting that it's not working. It's also showing that, you know, okay, forget, ratings don't matter, right? The ratings don't matter. That's what they always say, right? Oh, it's all DVR and people are watching the show on their tablets. Okay, fine. They go ahead and play the house. They're not even doing that the right way. You're actually putting Reigns out there in a position where people are supposed to sympathize and empathize with the guy. And they're not going to do that because they're a bunch of assholes. So, I don't know why you're putting him out there like you're going to think he's going to get cheered. You damn well know he's not going to get cheered. So why are you putting him out there to look like a total goof? If you want your top guy to look the best he can be, then why are you putting him in a position when you obviously know the crowd is not going to be in his favor? So he says that he's going to give Jinder Mahal another opportunity because Kurt Angle said he acted emotionally. Roman Reigns goes into the back and he hunts down Jinder Mahal. He beats up Jinder. It was a good little backstage fight. You know, he ends up injuring Jinder's ribs. This was an okay to open up the show, but it just seemed a bit like awkward. You know, Kurt Angle is saying that he's going to do something for the heel, and then the crowd is cheering. It's just all over the place. Their writing is so atrocious. They're not getting the right reaction from the crowd, so in turn it looks horrible at home. You know what I'm saying? I know you can't play the house, but when you have the house working so much against you, people are going to listen to this and be like, what the fuck is going on in this show? So we got Seth Rollins with the open challenge answered by Owens. Seth Rollins beats him. Again, it's the same thing. Oh, Rollins barely beat him. He's out of breath at the end. Who really cares about this? I mean, the Miz was a way more interesting IC champ. Seth Rollins is just all about wrestling, guys. It's all about having great matches that Dave Meltzer loves. Bobby Roode defeated No Way Jose and Baron Corbin. No matter how many wins they give Bobby Roode, this guy is just, he himself is not, but Creative has managed to take this charismatic guy that looks like $1 million, who looks like he belongs, and they are trying their damnedest. I am saying it. They are trying at this point, because they must be. I have said this for the longest. How the fuck can you take a guy like Bobby Roode, who's got all the tools and all the abilities in the world, and turn him into this shell of his former TNA self? Even TNA, folks, that's right, even TNA managed to do Bobby Roode right. I mean, for the most part. Could you imagine with a better creative team if Bobby Roode at least got there during the Ruthless Aggression era? This guy would have undoubtedly been one of the biggest stars in WWE. But he showed up, at the wrong fucking time, at the time when no one could get over. So now we see just kind of Bobby Roode just somewhere in the mid-card, still doing the glorious gimmick. And it's like he's like looking behind him. It's so important that he do the glorious thing uninterrupted so he can pander to this annoying fucking crowd. It's all about the theme song. It was since day one. What was the internet? What were all the marks going crazy about the minute Bobby Roode got in NXT? Was it about the guy's look? Was it about his promos? Because no, his theme song, which, by the way, isn't even that good. I mean, you can instantly, off the top of your head, think of 50 theme songs that are superior to that one. People say, oh my god, this is such greatness. This is total ear sex. I love it. It wasn't. It was not that great. It's kind of an annoying theme, and the fact that it just plays into his gimmick, if you could even call it that, is just sad. Then you had the B Team, which is the new name for, Kurt. I don't get this with Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. They've got famous fathers. Erwin R. Shyster, it's Mike Rotundo, and then you've got Mr. Perfect Son, which for the most part, they started off okay with him. They had the right idea. Okay, let's give him the IC title. That's the title that his dad made famous. They dropped the ball. They couldn't even have him go over Triple H in convincing manner on his first night. Couldn't even go over a 40-something-year-old guy when you're, in your 20s. I'm saying right from the start. The thing is, I guess, because Curtis Axel, I look at the guy, he's just not in very good shape, is the other thing. His dad had an amazing physique. It was immaculate. He looked like Mr. Perfect. Curtis Axel doesn't look like a perfect guy. But they could do things to the guy's look. They could change his look up and everything. I gotta say, Axel, he looks a bit ratty. His father, just looked like $1 million. They gotta do something. This is Mr. Perfect's son. I know this has been going on for years and everything. And can you believe that was 5 years ago that Paul Heyman introduced his other Paul Heyman guy, and it was Axel? That was 5 years ago. How have we come this far and we still haven't done anything with this guy? So now they're the B Team, and they get the win against Breezango. But they're called the B Team. It's like you're already writing them off as a fucking joke. Why bother? They're not even funny. The celebration at the end, okay, hee ha ha, whatever. We've been playing this one-note joke. They're a bunch of losers. They're goofballs. The joke's been going on for way too long. But then again, I think of New Day and how long that shit's been going on for. And then I kind of just say, well, it's a lost cause at that point. Sasha Banks, Ember Moon and Natalya defeated the Riot Squad. Oh, and I forgot to mention the Ronda Rousey thing. I made a notation here. During the show, it was actually after Rollins and Owens. It was so forgettable, I forgot to mention it here. So let me talk about it now before I get on to the 6-woman tag, which, by the way, I could just say, let's just get through this first, this tag match. It was just whatever. It was a tag match. Great. I gotta say, out of everybody, like, in this match, I take a look at Sarah Logan. She's the plainest fucking person in the match. Whatever. It was just a plain-ass match. Ember Moon's team goes over. Okay, let's talk about the Rousey thing, because this is the part that I don't even know how I skipped over it, because it's time to rant on this shit. How the fuck do you have this girl? It hasn't even been half a year, hasn't even been 5 months, barely 4 months, and you've already ruined Ronda Rousey, who at one time was one of the biggest names in the sports world, one of the biggest names in the MMA world, at least. Okay, so say what you will, I've said plenty about Ronda Rousey. I made a video, Ronda Rousey sucks. I've talked about Ronda Rousey. I said she had a good WrestleMania showing. I said that she should have obliterated Stephanie a bit quicker. I think that maybe she should have tapped out Triple H, really get the whole women's revolution thing over, make us really believe there's a women's revolution, not just some half-baked, half-assed, just, attempt at just saturating the field with a bunch of fucking random-ass women from NXT. But Ronda Rousey's here, so you might as well at least use her. Okay, so first thing after Mania, what happened? What did they do? Okay, so she attacked Stephanie again to write her off TV, I suppose. Then they make her, she's best friends with Natalya. $1 million storyline right there. Natalya's not even over. It's just, we're just pals. Awkward backstage segment. They do that for 3 weeks. They forget about it. Ronda's not even there last week. So what did they do this week? Well, Ronda Rousey's going to be challenging for the title. Oh, you don't say! But wait a minute, Ronda Rousey wasn't even on the show. How could she have challenged for the title? Well, first of all, she didn't even challenge for the title. The weirdest thing happened. The champion actually challenged the challenger, if that even fucking makes sense, or the unbeknownst challenger. It didn't even, this wasn't even a fucking promo. This wasn't even via satellite. This was some fucking pre-recorded shit that happened at some NBC event. Ronda Rousey is getting interviewed. I'm so happy to be there. I'm marking out. She's marking out like a total fucking mark. She's hugging Charlotte Flair. They're wooing. Hey, we're pals. Oh God, what is going on here? How can you fuck her up so bad? I mean, I know she did a lot to herself and everything. I'm so depressed and all this nonsense. I have millions of dollars. Oh, my poor life. Okay, so, all that aside, all that nonsense, all that poppycock, all that bullshit, BS, whatever you want to call it, nonsensical nonsense. Nia Jax walks up there, hey, what happened to the tough demeanor? What happened to, Nia Jax, this destroyer, right? This dominant woman. I'm going to be challenging you. I think that I should probably let other people challenge before me. With a big smile on her fucking face. She goes, I'm not challenging them. I'm challenging you. Oh, okay. Well, then Charlotte just goes in there all cringy and just puts her arms around her. This is gonna be great. Woo! And It is Ghostface once again! What a shitty fucking promo! Even even I, Bellface, am superior to all these women. Shitty fucking promo. Not even technically promo. This sucked. Bull fucking shit. Thank you, Bellface. I appreciate that little, you know, that little performance there. But hey, whoa, hey, stay fucking bullshit. What the fuck was that? Holy shit! You've got to be kidding me. That's what you're going to give us? That's the build-up to Ronda Rousey's first... I mean, obviously, I guess she's going to win it. I hope. Watch her lose clean or some shit. They've done it. I mean, man. Talk about anticlimactic. She's not even there last week. She's not even there this week. And some big announcement happened. We're going to get excited. You're announcing at the top of the show that this is, like, what you're going to do. And then it's just such a letdown. What's that? Oh, that's the sound of many televisions turning off. Okay. Anyway, guys, let's move on. Broken Matt and Bray Wyatt defeated the Revival, so all the marks who love the Revival, you know, what happened to the Revival being anti-mark? We're going to go back to old school. Yeah, you know what? Forget about that, right? Screw that idea. Something interesting. We're not going to go that route. Whatever. Again, just matches with Broken Matt and Bray. You know, Matt is trying during the matches to try to, you know, be entertaining here. And 16 for the most part, but where are the segments? I mean, the whole reason that everybody was clamoring for Broken or Woken Matt was so we could get some good segments. And they did a good segment, and it just, you know, they're already giving up. We're not getting any good, entertaining, funny segments that really make the character what it is. Sami Zayn came out to cut a long promo. Oh my God, guys! And now we know where they were going with this whole thing. So Sami Zayn is now targeting Bobby Lashley. A guy that looks like Sami Zayn actually wants to get on Bobby Lashley's bad side. Sami Zayn, the Uber driver, the cab driver, actually wants to pick a fight with a guy the size of Bobby Lashley. So already this makes a lot of sense. Of course it does. He reached out on Facebook. Bobby Lashley's a fraud. He reached out on Facebook to Bobby Lashley's sisters, which he mentioned in that oh so great and well put together video package last week, guys. And, you know, he reached out to them and they said that, well, you know, it's not the way how Lashley said in the story last week, so he's going to try to bring the women on Raw, I think, next week. Oh, my God. I'm sure this is going to be great. So, you've got Bobby Lashley back, not even a month. And, you know, you already did that cringy-ass fucking sit-down interview last week. How are you going to follow up that terribleness with a long-winded Sami Zayn promo? And, you know, Zayn right here, I mean, my God, guys. The delivery here, I mean, I don't know what you're going to do with this type of material, but Sami Zayn, why do they insist on making this guy a star? I mean, really, because the marks want him to be one? It doesn't even look like they even give a shit about the guy, to be quite honest. I see it on the internet that people like Zayn, but it's like, you see him out there. Do you really even buy that this guy should be in a feud with a guy the caliber of Bobby Lashley? Alexa Bliss qualified in the Money in the Bank with Mickie James and Bayley. Not really much to say here. You know, it's just a qualifier. You know, it's funny about Bliss. What happened to all those segments and promos she was doing? Even before Mania, at least we were getting those moments, or before Backlash, those those moments with Bliss that were entertaining. Now we're getting nothing these past couple of weeks. Jinder Mahal backstage. He got speared by Roman Reigns through a wall. That was pretty cool. Wade Keller says, "Oh, it looks fake." Okay, yeah. So the little all the little indie moves we see every night, those things look real, I guess. A suicide dive, that looks real. Okay, wait. So he gets taken out of the match. Kurt Angle finds a mystery replacement. Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler barely beat Braun Strowman and Finn Balor. First of all, I don't even know why this tag match even came about. Why is Strowman with Balor? They qualified for the Money in the Bank. Shouldn't they be feuding with the other guys in Money in the Bank? I don't know. Ziggler and Drew, they should probably put them in the Money in the Bank. That could be interesting. But instead, you know, Strowman is busy on the outside. Ziggler gets a quick pin on Balor. I thought these guys were here to take over the wrestling world. They were here to take over the WWE. And they're like barely scraping by in a match. A guy that looks like Drew. Okay, I realize that Strowman's in the match, but I said this time and time again. If you can't find a way how to make these guys look good in the match without hurting Strowman or somebody like that, then don't have the match. Book a different one. Move that match to a later date. Because I don't even understand why these two guys are teaming together. Strowman and Balor. I don't even understand why Ziggler and Drew are teaming together, but whatever. You know, okay, so they want to put these guys together. They give maybe Ziggler a boost, give Drew a reintroduction, but it's not working. It's not. I like that they want to team up and take over, but go ahead. Do it like the two-man power trip. You got to have them come in, take titles, beat everybody up, make them look unstoppable. I don't see that. I'm seeing Ziggler out of breath with Drew. Oh, we barely won. That doesn't show me a team that's right. Can they do anything with anybody without fucking them up or making them lose momentum or not, you know, making anybody look consistently strong? They should have came in here against another team if they were going to do it, hit the fucking Claymore zigzag thing, totally obliterate somebody, like a big team or something. Or they had a little promo earlier in the night, but it wasn't anything significant. Like, at least do a big segment or something, beat somebody up, do something that's going to at least put the spotlight on them and make them seem somewhat important. I don't get this. I really don't. Like, you're the people putting them out there. You don't even give these guys a chance. You already set them up for failure. And then it's, you know, you lose the consistency of what's going on. And then you just totally forget about the whole purpose of why you put them on the show, to be dominant. And you're not even booking them to be dominant. So what the fuck was the point in the first place? Then in the main event, oh boy, a second Owens match. Well, this is just great. So Owens beats Lashley and Elias. Sami Zayn took out Lashley during the match. Zayn like grabs Lashley out of the ring, throws him into the post. He's manhandling a guy the size of Lashley. I am sorry, but you know, you want to talk about fake Wade Keller? You want to talk about a fucking plaster wall that has been used since the fucking 80s? And you want to talk about how that's fake, but you don't want to talk about Sami Zayn beating up Bobby Lashley, how fucking fake that looks? They've been using sheetrock walls forever in wrestling to get that effect. I know it might not look the realest. Obviously, I couldn't be speared through this fucking wall right here. These walls right here are fucking solid as fuck. You spear at me and my spine would probably snap in fucking half before the wall even gets a fucking crack in it. Whatever the case may be. How are you going to say that that looks fake? But Seth Rollins' suicide dives, the 50 suicide dives he pulls off during a match looks real. And more importantly, how are you going to say that Sami Zayn beating up a guy that looks like Bobby Lashley who could fucking kill his motherfucking ass in real life? How are you going to say that that looks acceptable? You really can't, but you're going to anyway because you're a mark just like all the people you write your newsletter and your reviews for over on PW Torch. So there you go, guys. There's your Raw review. How you doing? Seriously, like, I mean, was the Ronda Rousey thing not shitty enough for you? I mean, was Sami Zayn's long-winded fucking promo about Bobby Lashley's sisters not stimulating enough for you? Oh, Sami Zayn, what a salty veteran. What you know? Oh, what great linguistics he's been on the indie scene for 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 35 fucking years, and still he's a boring motherfucking piece of shit. I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, like, you guys put these guys over, these indie guys. You wanted them at the top. Well, here they are at the top, and well, they're quite bad to say the least. And Ronda Rousey, I said it first. I was the first one to say it at Mania. I said I was wrong. This girl knows what she's doing in the ring. She looked good. And maybe the match with her and Nia, maybe they could work out a good match. But the thing is, it's kind of important to have her on the fucking show if you want to take her as a legitimate threat. To me, it shows me that you had no idea what to do. You keep putting her in these interviews. Stop putting her in these interviews where it's off the cuff, where there's no script, because it was fucking horrible. She sounds bad in these interviews. She doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't know how to cut her promo. Okay, so you would say mostly, like, usually the thing would be is, okay, if you don't know how to cut a promo, then at least let's script it. You know, or you could be off the cuff. People work in different ways. Like Jeff Jarrett needed a script. Stone Cold just needed like a format, basically, of being told to do, and he could just go from there. So, you know, and Stone Cold's one of the greatest promo guys there is. The same thing with The Rock. Just tell him what to go out there and say, and he can pretty much just with a little template and make it look like $1 million. Okay, so not everybody can work that way. I get it. But you're in an interview. The thing is, you just got there, you know, and they're already throwing her in these interviews, and she's a shitty fucking interview. She is so emotional. You saw on the Ellen DeGeneres show what she does. She always has to be with the smile. She's got to be like one of these people that, like, tries to motivate people, but they do it in the wrong way because it's too depressing. I've always said this, like, there's this new form of motivation out there where people talk about the depression, and that's a very important thing to talk about, but she goes about it in the wrong way. You could talk about it's the wrong place for it, is what it is. You can do that in a YouTube video. I've already said I like those types of videos. I do. Here on YouTube, I listen to Boogie2988, who's had depression problems, and I like listening his motivation and where he's come from. But this is fucking wrestling. This is fucking entertainment. I don't want to sit there and hear about Rousey's depression, how she overcame it, and how she wanted to kill herself, and how she wanted to give up. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear that I want to kick somebody's ass when I watch a wrestling program. I don't want to hear about nicey nights, and I don't want to see Charlotte Flair putting her fucking arms over people, being buddy-buddy. You're going to be buddy-buddy with your fucking challenger at the pay-per-view? Like, I'm sorry, but enough with the fucking, oh, I respect you and shit. I've never seen a champion actually challenging somebody. It's usually the other way around. I mean, like, the basics of wrestling have gone completely out the fucking window. I mean, stop putting her in these interviews, guys. Stop it already. Stop! Anyway, guys, this has been your Raw review. Your YWC champ. I'm signing out.